friends, family, and art lovers across the country and around the world. Welcome to 50/50 Connect, a celebration of 50 years. 2020 marks my father's 50th year being a sculptor. My name is Bob Gottschall. Bob Gottschall is my father and my boss. I have joined the family business as business manager of RBG Studios, and just in the last few months, I have learned so much. I've also gotten to really spend a lot of time with my father, and I'm more connected with him than ever. I'm so happy to welcome you here to celebrate with us. It was our plan to have a big show with 50 pieces celebrating each year of his life as a sculptor. And the pandemic has forced us, like all of you out there, to adapt. And so here we are, a virtual studio tour. You're there wherever you are on your couch, and I'm here in Wimberley, Texas. We decided that since the virtual world is a little bit new for us, that the best way to do tonight is to pre-record our studio show. Stream it live, but pre-record. One cool thing about that is we get to chat live with you. So if you look at the right side of your screen, you can see a live chat, and we're gonna send you a message right about now. That's from us chatting with you live right here, right now. So please send us messages, say hi, shout out. If you're interested in any of the sculptures and just want to know more, that's gonna be a great way to do it. Here, this beautiful country in Wimberley, Texas, has been my father's home for 20 years. My father moved here in 1999 to be with my stepmother and her 2 daughters. Debbie passed away 2 years ago after a long battle of stomach cancer, and it's taken a long time, I think, for everyone to get back up on their feet, and especially my father. That's another reason why tonight is so special. This is the first show he's had in years. We are going to take you on a studio tour, invite you in RBG Studios, and feature selected pieces, historical, present, and future. We'll be unveiling just a little sneak peek of some of his newest body of work, Earthlight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you on down this path here. We're gonna pass the gardens, and I'll take you into the studio. Since you're at home on your couch, please sit back, open some wine, pop a beer, and relax. Come with me. My father has had 28 studios in his 50-year career. He spent the most time in this studio, 20 years, and he's really made it something incredible. This room that we're in right now is the gallery space that we actually just finished. And we're gonna come back around to check out these pieces that are featured here. But for now, I wanna take you into what's called the cool room. This is where all the cool shit happens. So come on, my dad's doing some work right now.
Welcome to my studio. It looks so much better than it did a few days ago. You won't even believe it. Thanks to Ariel and Michael coming in and working really hard. And I want to thank all of you that have tuned in now, and especially those of you who have collected my work, my big collectors like the Carpenters, the DeBoers, the Singers. So many people have made this possible. 50 years full time. I'm still doing it, and what you're seeing now is the beginning of the next phase, and it's pretty cool. So welcome.
Dad, would you like to tell us a little bit about some of your tools here and what you're working on?
Yeah, these are dental drills that Mr. Harville, the jade master that taught me back in the 70s, taught me to use. And I've tried lots of different ones, and these are just phenomenal. And because the belts keep it really, really tightly balanced and allow you to do just extraordinary work that no other tool that I've used over the years comes even close to them. So I had an opportunity to buy a number of them, and I did. And I'm planning on teaching the use of them in jade carving and metal. And this is walnut burl of the very finest quality. This is Creators Club that I'm working on the finish of now. And this tool allows me to get down in areas that other hand tools and other power tools as well just cannot do. It lets me just refine it to the point that there's nothing left to fix, nothing left to balance. And that's really the nature of what all my sculpture is. The good thing is it keeps getting better and better. The not so good thing is it takes more and more time to do it. And I'm just finishing up Creators Club here as the latest piece in my Earthlight series. The walnut just doesn't get any better than this. This was a tree itself, a pygmy tree, tiny, and yet a full-grown tree, and this is the remains of it. And this is part of the new series, the Earthlight series. It's in my grand fusion method using the stone, the bronze, and the wood. And this is what it looks like completed.
This is part of the new Earthlight series?
This is my Earthlight series, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. And it's going to be an ongoing thing. I'm going to be unveiling a piece, hopefully every month. It'll probably be more than that. But when each one of them gets finished, I'm going to do an unveiling and we'll be presenting it. And they really show the combination of the stone, the wood that grows out of the stone, but it's a marble quality stone, and the bronze, which symbolizes the spiritual element, the creative element. And the combining of the three give a complete integrative aspect of the history of the tree, the history of the earth, and the creative element of the wood and my involvement with it.
Will you tell us a little bit about these two that are finished here? And
yes, this is the spark. This is the spark that lit the flame. It was a commissioned piece by Linda Wheeler. And again, it's just taking this stone and then finishing it out to a real fine degree with the bronze and the walnut, carved and then polished to a very fine degree. The spark. This is the eye of the prophet at the crossroad.
And this is from a private collection, or is this available for sale?
This is going to be available for sale. It's almost finished. These things have to get ripped out of my hands. They really do. And then, but this is with the finish on it, and very, very close to finish. It's just almost there. This is almost finished, but it just doesn't have the finish on the wood, and it doesn't have the finish on the bronze. It just has the rough bronze, like this one. Same difference. This was just cast. It was originally in wax, and then put onto this, and then this is the black walnut, and I've been working on this one for 18 years, and very, very complex piece, and it's getting very close to its finish. And then I fashion the bronze to go with the stone, and then the stone is polished and is a marble quality stone.
And this combination of stone, bronze, and wood, what do you call
I call it this? Grand fusion. And because it's, I've been doing wood and bronze for years. I actually innovated it a number of years ago, about 40 years ago. And I've been developing it, and now the use of the stone completes it, because the wood grows out of the stone, and it just is part of it. And so it connects it on a deep, universal level rather than just a life, because this is a living thing with its own story. And I let these stories, by spending so much time in them, I let the stories come out. Like this one is still rough. It's still being worked quite a bit. And you can see how it goes through further and further levels of refinement to the point that there's nothing left to do. And when that is, then I put the finish on, I cast the bronze, I inlay them, and I put them together, and they become finished pieces, the Earthlight.
And so these are going to be hanging pieces?
Some are going to be hanging, some are going to be mounted. I like to have them to where they can hang and be loose. Like this, I want to do a series of pieces in different media, to hang in windows, to hang over cribs, and then to be in the cast bronze. I'm going to do a bronze series, a very limited series of the, this will be in bronze, and then the entire thing will be in bronze. This will be in bronze, this will be in bronze, and I'm going to do probably about 10 of these that way in a very limited edition.
And so this Grand Fusion, is this your latest style?
Yes, this is my latest style, combining my wood, my bronze, and my stone. And it's coupled with a representational style that you can see in these pieces. And I make these for the United Brotherhood of Carpenters and Joiners, the Carpenters Union. They've been having me do their work for 30 years. And we started with 20 of these that went to dignitaries. Diane Feinstein has one, as well as many others. And then we evolved into making two large ones. One went to Washington, D.C., one went to Las Vegas.
So where can people find these pieces that you're doing, these huge life-size pieces? Are they in the union buildings or?
Yes, now these went to individuals that they wanted to honor and present to. These went to the training centers for the United Brotherhood, and different ones around the country. One is in Albuquerque, one is in Los Angeles area, San Francisco area, Denver, and then we made 2 life-size of these. One went to Washington, D.C., and one went to Las Vegas.
So your relationship with the Carpenters Union seems very long-standing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in the last couple of years, I believe that they have commissioned quite a number of pieces.
Yes. 2 years ago, probably in April, they commissioned 26 pieces from me, and I'm just now finishing up. This is the artist's proof, and then the last 10 will be delivered hopefully by the end of the next week. And so it has kept me very active. I like to do it because it keeps me concentrating on representational work. And if you'll follow me, I'll show you some of the other pieces that I'm doing in the representational style. Now we have Freedom 1, and this edition.
You want your jacket?
Yeah, thank you. And this is a limited edition piece. This first one is going to Sky de Boer, and it's called Transcendent Sky. And this one was coupled with this one. This was done in the same size, the same scale.
Can you tell us a little bit about who Sky de Boer is?
Jack and Marilyn de Boer started collecting my work about 40 years ago, and their son Sky and I became really good friends, and he has commissioned work for me over the years, the Skier Emerging, and this particular piece to match, Transcendent Sea, which was for his wife who passed away, Lynn. It's in the Red Butte Cemetery in Aspen, Colorado, and is in the same scale as this, and this piece was made to match it.
And so this is about to go to Sky?
This is going to go to Sky, and he's still alive and kicking and doing great. And this is going up to he and Annie's house in Chicago, and in the Chicago area, Missouri actually. And I made this stone to go under it so that it could be, rather than a monument in a cemetery, it becomes something that represents, rather than someone passing away and their spirit rising, it is about finding the ascended self and then rising with the eagle. The eagle represents this ascended self, and this person's riding along.
And I'm just wondering, because I'm seeing all of these pieces around here, are these somehow connected? These little ones? Why are these guys out here?
Well, these are examples of my representational style. This was swans I made, and is in a collection of Kelly Williamson in Hawaii. And this is a piece that I did back in the 80s. Again, I've been doing some representational work, and this is of you when you were a baby. And But I like the elements of representation, and you'll find it in elements of my work, and it becomes a style in and to itself.
Now I just can't help but look at this big guy back here. Can you talk to us a little bit about this?
That is the Ascension of Man, and that was in the collection of Dick and Belle Johnson in Houston, Texas. They commissioned me to do this, and it came from a vision that I had in 1981. I was accompanied with Pat Hilton in Houston, and then this design came into being. The Mobius strip represents the dimensional shift between the times of man. The ascension of man represents the time when people rise into the higher state of being from the lower, and that's what that represents.
And this particular piece is a fountain, correct?
This was a fountain, yes, for 20-some years.
And it's here because
I'm getting work together to do a major show in the spring with the rest of that collection and some other collections. Then we move into my stone style, where the stone itself has its story. And this is double singularity here. This is singularity, and then this is the positive aspect of that as well, in different types of marble. This is Black Belgian marble. This is Colorado Yule marble. This one is being worked on in Carrara marble. This is the same design finished in Carrara marble.
keep going around to these guys and tell us a little bit about these other stone pieces that we have here.
This is soapstone, and soapstone has been one of my styles for many years. This is one being worked on. This is, and I'm going to do a bronze of at some point. And this is soapstone, and this was my very first sculpture that I made in 1970 when I was in the mountains up in Bellingham, Washington. And you have to give an offering to the bear.
And that was a gift to...
I gave this to my father for Christmas. And then when they passed away, I got their work back.
Yeah. I love this guy, mostly because I love the name.
Old Man Stone was a soapstone. And then I pulled an addition, like I do on many of my pieces. I'll pull a mold, and then I'll do bronzes.
I love the inside of this, too.
And these are some of the tools that I use to carve on the marble. This is for detail work. These are all tungsten carbide. And this is Belgian black marble. And that's how you work them. And then on down into there, this is also Belgian black marble. This marble will look the same as this when it's done. And it'll be finished out as well. There's multiple levels to all this work. Each of these pieces, the story of how the earth made these things is contained in it. I watch these things come out through me, like this piece. It carved itself. All these things carved themselves. I just start into them, and you can see this is kind of on the surface because I was just starting, and then it evolves into where you just go all the way down in and through, and the story carries you through it. And you get into the simpler stone like the marbles, and you get much simpler designs because the story of the stone is that way. Mm. And then in here, then you have the hand of Zeus, and this is these are just piled up here. This is all going to be welded together, and then I'm going to have the whole, just the lightning bolt of experience represented in the hand of Zeus. And that is a way to use the natural bronze. And then you have the wood. These are all pieces that are being worked on right now. These are all just incredible treasures.
Yeah.
I know there's tons of them here, but this is almost 50 years of collecting to get to this point. And these are the finest pieces, and they've been worked on for a long time. This is the dragon, and it's going to have there'll be bronze and wood. You can see the wax there. That will be bronze, and then this will all be carved into this dragon just coming up out of the earth. And then you've got Wild Bill back here. And these, again, are just phenomenal pieces of wood. This guy back here. This is Tears of Joy. I've been working on this for 25 years. And I almost had it done, and then I started it again.
Oopsie.
I did. Completely took everything off and then did it again. But they evolve. And these pieces carved me as much as I carved them. Okay, and then let me take you back into the studio. This is a cool one. This is oh baby. That's what this is. And
That's just amazing how it wraps in like that.
Yeah, this L in the walnut is just so exquisite.
Is it coming out the other side?
It does. It actually will. I've been doing some things with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is being done. This is not finished by any stretch, but it is. Oh baby. And this is a beautiful piece that my student Linda Wheeler has been working on for 20 years. I mean, for 10 years. So we're aiming at a masterpiece for her, and I hope that I can help her make one. And then then in here, this is the cool room.
I did mention the cool room, where that came from.
It's also the clean room. And it's where we do the finish work in here, and then once they're finished, then here's one of our big old dolphins. This is Leaping Free, and this is designed to be a fountain piece. This is the latest addition to the studio. This is the gallery! Yes! With my latest large, beautiful pieces. This is a piece that I did in the 1980s. And this is number 2 in the Adam and Eve series. And really, one of the best pieces, one of my favorite pieces of all time. It's in redwood burl. And this coming year, I'm going to be pulling a mold on it, and I'm going to be doing a small limited edition for outdoor and indoor use.
I always feel like with this piece, it needs as a circular motion. Like, and you need to be able to turn it around because every single side is just perfection. Yeah. Every single side, every curve is just so beautiful. I'm in love with that piece. Very smooth.
Yeah. And then this one is just getting done. I don't have a title for it yet. It's a horse or a dragon, I'm not sure which. And again, walnut burl. This came out of the Blanco River, right the middle of the river. I was given the right to pick about a dozen of them out, and tore the transmission out of the Land Cruiser doing it. And then this one is the horse's head, and again in walnut, but with bronze. And this is fusion, the bronze and the wood. And I like the combination of the way the bronze sets off the wood. Mm-hmm. You were asking me a question earlier. What was it?
Grand fusion versus fusion. Fusion is not the 3. Grand fusion is the 3.
Grand fusion is the 3. Fusion really is all of it, but grand fusion is just it's the epitome
stone,
of it.
The bronze, the wood.
It's got all of it.
Yeah.
And I like mixing the bronze in with it, and I started doing it as a way to extend parts of the wood that wasn't there. And now it's become a design element and a style all in itself. And
You know, the first time I ever saw this piece right over here, it was in a picture.
Yeah.
And I thought that it was about this big. I swear to God, this is the first time I've ever seen how huge this piece is. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah, this is just an absolutely gorgeous piece of wood, and I love working these things. It's a delight to work them.
This is so
difficult.
much movement in it.
They're very, very, very old. There's a lot of reparation that has to go into them, and things. But this is the natural color of the wood. I don't have to color them at all.
Does this have do any of these have names?
Yeah, this is Ghost Dance.
Ghost Dance. I can actually see a face. There's probably faces all
There are some
yeah.
faces. There are different allusions to human form. There's a panther. There's a dolphin. There's an eagle. See, people see different things.
Right.
See octopus.
I guess it's how the wood speaks to you.
It has, yes, it is, because I like to leave as much of the natural elements in it so the wood can be speaking its own story while I'm, making up a work of art and a design. And then over here we have bristlecone pine. This is lightning.
Well, bristlecone pine is some of the oldest wood on Earth.
Yes, this tree right here probably died 1,000 years ago. It came from the mountains up above Pueblo, Colorado. And I've done a couple of pieces in this wood. This is just, the lightning created the movement, and there was all rot in there. I had to go carve it all out. And
This is heavy. I think I remember trying to move it here.
It
took all three of us.
It's solid pitch.
Yeah.
And then up there you've got it's hard to see it, but that is gemstone.
Where is it?
It's malachite azurite.
Oh, right there.
Eyeball, yeah. And then on the other side too. I don't know if you can see it over there. I know this place that nobody knows it's in there, and I mean, I hunted all over the country to find that type of stone.
What stone is it again?
It's malachite azurite. It has a concentric eyeball to it. And then I've got bronze mixed in with it. Again, the fusion method.
Just incredible. So Dad, with all of these pieces all around, sometimes it's hard to keep track which ones are for sale, which ones are already in private collections. Can you kind of point out what's going on in this room? Like what's for sale?
Yes, I can. This piece right here is for sale. This piece is in a private collection that I got to use. This piece will be for sale. This piece is part of a private collection, but I want to do a bronze edition. I'm planning on doing one this year. Twisting free. Ghost Dance is for sale. Yeah, Ghost Dance. And then we've got in here, we've got the dolphin. This piece is for sale. It's an interior piece or it's a fountain. And I want to see water just bubbling up and see this thing bouncing up out of the water.
I've seen it. My uncle has one, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah.
He does indeed. And then over here, this piece is for sale.
I need to know, what is this called? What is it called, Dad?
I don't know.
To be named.
I don't know. I mean, I did have a name, but I'm sorry, y'all. I was hoping to get by without mentioning it. But no, this piece is for sale, and this is an addition piece. I have these for sale.
And I actually modeled for this.
Yes, you
You
did.
came
This is
in-
about you.
You came into my ballet class when I lived with you in Colorado Springs.
Yep.
You sat there next to the pianist,
Yep.
and you whittled away with your wax. And I remember that day very clearly. I was about 12. I
Your
think.
master let me do that.
Yeah.
She was very, very, very
My
sweet.
90-year-old ballet teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, she was a master.
And this is called At the Bar.
It is.
I believe we named that.
That is that part. And then we've got Ice Princess. And Ice Princess is an addition piece. These are for sale as well. And then
Mother and Child.
Mother and Child. Or Mother Earth.
And different bases can go on this. This is
And
just the bronze
these are
piece.
bronze. This was originally done in wood. This was a piece I did in the early 70s. And I'm going to do about 5 more of these. Mounted on stone like that. This piece is for sale. Delphina is for sale, and I mean it's got 20 different pieces of stone put together. It's got 5 different pieces of wood put together. This is actually the beginning of Grand Fusion.
Now, what is the time period for this?
It took me 1.5 years to make it.
And the face was originally marble.
It was originally in Carrara marble, and then I pulled a mold, and this is one of the additions. This is number 3 in an edition of 10, and it's blended with bronze dust. It's just a tremendous amount of work that went into that one. And then this is Flight.
One of my favorite pieces.
Again, an addition piece pulled off of a wood piece. And then I've got it mounted on wood and on stone.
So we've got bronze, wood,
Yes.
and stone.
And this is for sale. And this is Thunder. Thunder is also for sale. I've got lightning out there and thunder in here. This was almost impossible to carve.
This one I just always want to like hug.
Oh,
It's beautiful. It really is. And it just feels so good.
And the wood is just so beautiful. I'm honored to work this stuff, to be honest with you. Wormhole is for sale. And let's see, it's steel and bronze, stone and wood. Walnut, of course. This piece is for sale. I have a profit at the cross. So this would be the first one. This is the first one, but it is already sold. It's in a private collection. This is number 2 in the Earthlight series, and this is the next one that'll be up for sale. And then this has been cast. This will be unveiled probably in the next. I think within the next month or 2 that'll be unveiled. This one will be unveiled, and when I get them done. Okay, now we're gonna pop a cork here. Celebrate 50 years. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming in, guys. Dad is just starting again. As you can see, so much work just around that he's constantly working on. We just started a new website, gottschallsculpture.com, so visit us, join our mailing list, learn about Dad's online carving classes that he's got going on for stone and wood. We got Facebook, Instagram presence as well. We want to stay connected with you all.
And also, want to thank you for being a part of this, and thank you for joining. Wish you could be here. We're going to be doing a large show that you can come visit this spring, and you'll be getting your invitation. So, again, thanks a lot.
Here you go, Michael.
God bless you, and Merry Christmas as well.
Cheers.